I told y'all, it was all trauma. It all had to come from trauma. Trailblazer, you don't happen to be at Stargazer Navalia right now, are you? Yeah, I just happen to be handling some stuff here. That's great. I saw in a side crane system that you were nearby. There's an important task I need your help with. It's really urgent. The Exalting Sanctum Sky Dome malfunctioned half a dual hour ago. It was probably caused by the unusual yin-yang phenomena from Ambrosial Arbor's new growth. The technical details are complicated, so I won't elaborate. In short, one district has a serious problem and it's about to explode. The entire Laofu has yet to fully recover from all the chaos, and there's no one available to handle this emergency. Fortunately, there's an office worker in the Skyfaring Commission who jumped on a starship and flew to the Sky Dome to carry out an emergency fix. But that starship also broke down during the rescue, probably due to the yin-yang phenomena again, and lost contact over Stargazer Navalia. It may have been forced to land or even crash. I've already informed the Cloud Knights to send reinforcements ASAP, but 1 second can mean the difference between life and death for this kind of thing, so can you folks please go take a look first? You folks? Is there someone else here? Yes, Mr. Yang's also nearby. I've also contacted him. Anyways, try to find a vantage point in Stargazer Navalia and use a side crane to locate the star skiff. I'm counting on you folks. Also, this office worker is a bit special. I implore you both to do everything in your power to save her life. Hi, Welt.
Looks like there's smoke rising in the distance. Miss Shikui sent us a side crane. See if you can get an aerial visual. This is an emergency. We need to find where the star skiff crashed as soon as possible.
Aye, well. Where are you? Oh, puzzle. Puzzle piece. R identify.
We found it. Looks like the pilot isn't inside. If they escaped before it came down, they should still be nearby.
Hello, person, perhaps? Oh, R. That doesn't seem good. Wait, what am I identifying? What or where is being identified? Hello, person? What do you mean take it easy, Icarus? Oh, there you are! Cycrane is returning.
That must be who Miss Shikui asked us to save. We need to hurry. Those abominations have trapped her. Be careful.
How do I get down there is now a new question I have. Oh. This should be fine. She'll be alright as soon as I figure out how to navigate this area. No one can see me. Nothing is here. Absolutely, you do not see me. What do you mean? Who has a thing that allows me to literally disappear? Do you mind? I'm trying for a search and rescue mission. You are not helping. Okay, ignore me. Oh! I'm not here. Press the button before anything happens. Ooh. Okay, I'm not here. Don't get me. You do not see a person in the distance. I'm not here. I'm definitely not waiting for this elevator. Goodbye, suckers! I will have to fight those, though.
Get back, you demons! I'm not afraid of you. Stay away!
Well? What do you mean this? Bro! That would have been easier. Fine, going around. Imagine having to go around the problem. Can we just snipe them from a distance?
Hey, get out of here! It's too dangerous! Go get someone from the Skyfaring Commission. Tell them Qing Ni is in trouble.
We're pretty tough.
Don't worry, Miss Qing Ni. We've been in worse danger.
You know, they'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Try that again.
World cleansing dragon.
Oh, they are not weak to imaginary. Never mind. Perhaps this might be a problem. After cleansing the area of abomination, the Cloud Knights rescued the trapped girl.
I didn't know the Helm Master of the Skyfaring Commission dealt with situations like this in person.
Indeed. I should be reviewing files in the Palace of Astrum. However, Qing-Ni decided to put herself in danger and trouble our esteemed guests with her safety. As her mother, I couldn't sit idly by.
That's your kid?
Qing-Ni, have you thanked your benefactors yet?
Thank you, benefactors.
No need, Miss Qing-Ni. It was nothing.
It was easy as taking out the trash. Well, actually, it was all thanks to Madame Yukong's timely appearance. Sounds much better.
You flatter me. This is a Skyfaring Commission affair, yet the two of you had to put yourselves in harm's way. I am ashamed.
Listen, it's not the first time we've done this, okay?
It was because of both of you that Qing-Ni escaped unscathed. Words cannot express my gratitude.
She kind of has, like, Breath of the Wild fit. That's what it is.
In fact, by way of thanks, I'd like to invite you to the Palace of Astrum for tea. It is about time we knew each other better.
I would love tea.
The feeling is mutual, Lady Yukong. We would be honored.
Then, for now, I will excuse myself. Qing-Ni's irresponsible actions caused much trouble for the two of you. Allow me to apologize once again on her behalf.
It's fine. Don't worry. Again, this is not the first time we've dealt with this.
Ugh, you always do this, Mother. Scold me before figuring out what actually happened. It was a dire situation. I was the only one who could...
You promised me, Qing-Ni. We shall discuss this when we return. Please excuse us, benefactors. I look forward to our meeting.
I didn't know Yukong had that side to her.
What, the mother part? Or, the other thing? I think Scary Mom's side.
You have a unique way of putting things.
What? I'm telling you, Himiko could do the exact same thing. I would be terrified.
But you're not wrong. Appearances seemingly tell us little about the lives of the Xianzhou's leaders, no matter how long those lives may have been. Yukong's inner worries and concerns came to the surface in the presence of her daughter. Only then was it clear that she, too, is somebody's mother.
I feel like you relate to this a lot, Mr. Yang.
Yes. After all, I know what it's like to worry over a kid's homework and whether their lunch is healthy enough.
This is a reference to Honkai Impact the Third, isn't it?
But there's something I don't understand. Yes, Qing-Ni piloted a star skiff without permission and put herself in danger, but she meant well. Nevertheless, Yukong's reaction suggests that there was something more.
I feel like this isn't our place to pry, though. Like, this seems like an internal affair.
Anyway, let's head over to the Palace of Astrum. Best not to keep Yukong waiting.
To the palace!
Let's avoid sudden exclamations like that once we're in the palace.
What? You're saying that you're embarrassed by me? Let me be excited about things, okay?
Remember, this is no field trip. We're having tea with the Helm Master of the Skyfaring Commission. We'll need to act with diplomatic decorum.
Oh, but I'm excited.
All right, let's head out before it gets late.
Fine, Peepaw.
Why won't you listen to me?
Ooh.
Because it's my life!
Oh, are we, it feels like we are interrupting something right now.
You know I have the talent to make it. I can become the Luofu's best pilot, just like you were.
Talent? You'd be dead if it weren't for those two travelers. Do you think stealing a star skiff and taking to the skies is a show of talent? What about being trapped by abominations? Did you at any moment think about what I would feel if something happened to you? Do you know how many people dream of a relaxing desk job at the Skyfaring Commission? You promised me to work responsibly in your post. Not only have you broken the Skyfaring Commission's regulations, you've broken your promise to me.
I feel like we are we're interrupting something really bad, but also, like, I feel like Yukong has, like, that very classic, like, case of, like, the parent wanting what's best for the kid, but then the kid's just like, no, I have to go my own way, or something like that. like, I totally get getting like a stable, comfy job. But at the same time, by getting a stable, comfy job, you are sacrificing some parts of your creative side of yourself. So I understand both sides here, but also, maybe we should let them do their thing and maybe we should not be here.
I already told you. I had no choice. I want to help you and the Skyfaring Commission, not sit at my desk dealing with never-ending papers. That job doesn't suit me. I got the highest grade in the fighter pilot test. They all said I was a genius, like you. Like mother, like daughter. They were all jealous of me. But no one even knew I had to take the test behind your back. You would never have allowed me to go if I told you about it.
Behind my back? Do you really think you could have walked into the test and sat in the cockpit if I hadn't given my permission behind the scenes? As for genius, don't mention that word to me again. Why do you insist on becoming a pilot? I don't understand.
And I don't understand why you don't understand. Why can anyone in the world become a fighter pilot except the Helmmaster's daughter? Don't you realize how ridiculous that is? You may not want to fly anymore, but don't trap me down here with you.
Damn.
Qingni, where are you going? I'm sorry you had to witness this.
To be fair, you were in a public place, and also, this person definitely overheard you, buddy.
Apologies, Madam Yukong. We should have given you some time.
I told you we'd be early.
You're right. An oversight on my part.
On the contrary, I apologize for allowing my own personal matters to encroach on your time.
We don't intend to pry into private business, Helmmaster Yukong. But if there's anything we can help with, please don't hesitate to ask.
Family issues, I'm afraid. You probably heard a thing or two just now. Despite my earnest wish that she continue in her post, Qingni is fixated on becoming a fighter pilot. I may seem overbearing, but the situation she gets herself into sent a shiver up my tail.
I mean, I think it's also because you are experiencing her life as a parent, basically. So of course you're gonna be scared about like the things that she does because she is doing things that could potentially be dangerous, but like I would like to argue and say like, didn't you do things that you were dangerous in your childhood? And perhaps the parent would feel the same way.
It's funny, isn't it? I've seen every disaster imaginable, from the abundance axis to a living planet. I thought I'd forgotten what fear was, but when I fought alongside you, I realized there are still things that can terrify me. I'm sorry. Talking about such vexing matters is unbecoming in front of guests. I invited you here to gain a better understanding of the Express, not bore you with these trivialities. Oh, I prepared refreshments for you. Please, you must try this excellent whale tide spring.
She seems like it's weighing really heavily on her mind, though. I really hope by the end of this, Yukong kind of maybe lets her daughter do the things that she wants. Like, she may not understand, like, the drive of, like, needing to achieve, like, all these things and stuff, but I hope, like, she kind of understands. I'm assuming there's, like, a really sad backstory as to, like, why she is so fearful about, I guess, all of this. Like, it seems like she may have lost someone before by being a fighter pilot. I mean, she was in that war previously, so it could also be that. It might be tied to that particular backstory, but I think there might be, like, a person at the center of this. Though things didn't get off to a great start, everyone enjoyed this meeting with Yukong.
Please accept these gifts as thanks for saving my daughter. I'd heard that the Nameless had traversed the Starry Sea, but I wasn't prepared for how much I could learn from you.
Well, I'd heard from members of the Skyfaring Commission that you were a top-tier pilot, Madam Yukong, and an ace among the Cloud Knights. Now that I've seen you in action, I know the rumors were true. I hope to witness your flying ability for myself one day. We'll head off now. The Commission must be busy. I look forward to our next meeting, Madam Yukong.
On my flying ability, I'm afraid I'll have to disappoint you, Mr. Yang. The sky no longer suits me.
What do you mean by that?
Looks like you still wish to talk. It seems our every meeting is accompanied by an incident of some sort. I hope I can meet the Astral Express crew under better circumstances next time.
Oh, girly pop, everywhere we go, there's an incident. Don't worry about it. Oh, we have to leave? Boo. I wanted to talk more.
You two, please, wait. Thank you for saving me, benefactors. And I'm sorry you had to witness all that.
I understand. It's the parent-child relationship, I say, looking at Welt.
So you've experienced it yourself, benefactor. That's great. I mean, I'm happy I finally found someone who can understand me. But I've had the hairpin ceremony. I'm an adult now. I have the right to pursue my dreams. Mom still insists on sheltering me under her wing, as if I can't even stay alive without her.
Miss Qingni, these are family matters. I'm not sure it's my place to comment. However, in my personal experience, becoming a parent often means we become obstinate. To erode a rock, one must be patient and persistent, like water. What I mean to say is, instead of trying to prove yourself suddenly, perhaps you could demonstrate your ability to look after yourself methodically over time. Don't you think, Miss Qingni?
Why did he sound like Jinghua? I don't think I have the qualifications to advise here. I'm literally a gremlin.
My mom is actually a reasonable person, but she gets unreasonable as soon as I mention flying.
Probably because of trauma.
She hid my Starskiff toys, dragged me away from the port when I stayed behind to count ships, forced me to study for ages. I did everything I could to work my way into the Skyfaring Commission. But she used her authority to assign me a desk job. Every time I walk along Starwatcher Avenue and look up at those ships flying freely across the sky, I feel empty inside. Speaking of empty inside, so how were Mom's refreshments? Good?
Help yourself. I'm sure there's some left over. Maybe you can reconcile. Or, can we sneak out snacks for her, actually?
I've been so angry today, I forgot to eat anything. How about this? My mom thanked you guys with refreshments, so I should do the same. Let me take you around Starskiff Haven. We can try the most authentic snack on the Lafu.
Absolutely, I want to. Let's go.
We're here. The thing about the most authentic snack on the Cienja Lafu is it's a drink, and it's inside this vending machine.
Oh? Tea?
No. It's a local specialty. Trust me.
Okay.
Here, mung bean soda. 1 can each.
Oh,
This
okay.
thing has a bit of a unique flavor, but I love it.
Let me try.
Not the drinking sounds.
A nostalgic experience.
Where did you try mung bean soda before, buddy?
Oh, is there a drink like this where you're from?
No, this reminds me of when I first boarded the Express and forced myself to drink Himiko's coffee, and how my taste buds never fully recovered.
Oh my god, you didn't have to go off like that. Like, oh my god, you didn't need to say that.
How is it? Bearable?
Delicious, and he would have a bucket. Are you sure you're not angry at us for rescuing you? I'm just gonna pretend everything's fine.
Whoa! I've never met a traveler who could down a mung bean soda like that. But I guess not everyone can accept what I like. Just like flying. Well, don't force yourself. Let's go somewhere else. Oh, I know a really great place in Starskiff Haven to Starskiff watch.
You know, there are a lot of mung bean soda moments in life. If you don't try, you won't know. Unique experiences are often a product of risky choices.
Oh my god, he's such a dad!
Tell that to my mom. Her #1 life lesson is, you can't turn back once you enter the sky. Pilots are always dancing with death. I know she's right. I know being a fighter pilot is an exhausting and dangerous job. But I still want to fly among the stars. To fight for the Xianzhou Alliance across the vast galaxy.
Why are you so dedicated to that idea, Miss Jingni?
Have you heard of the Foxian birth fate tradition?
Nope.
Soon after a child is born, we surround them with items that represent future destinies.
Oh, nope, I actually do know what this is. So you put, like, I guess, money and, like, other items around the kid, and then whatever the kid picks first, that's, like, their destiny for, like, their adulthood or something like that. I know there's, like, variations of it now, like, people, like, putting different, like, the 3 starter Pokemons for their kid and seeing what they choose. I guess there's something very similar here.
If the child reaches for a jade abacus, then they'll grow up to be a diviner. If they reach for a sword, then they'll grow up to be a famous warrior. And if they reach for a toy starskiff,
they'll become a toy salesman? What is this, child? So I'm assuming you reach for a starskiff.
no, not me. My genius mom did. Mom reached for the starskiff and showed a natural talent for flying. General Jing Yuan recruited her to the Cloud Knights as soon as she was old enough. That's how she became a fighter pilot.
Wait, then what do you pick?
Later, she achieved miracles. One time, she destroyed 3 beast ships in a hail of Barisan anti-aircraft fire. Like an arrow tearing through a thunderstorm. She also holds the Skyfaring Commission records for speed and enemy vessels destroyed. I'm proud to be Madame Yukong's daughter. I've wanted to become a legend like her for as long as I can remember.
I can imagine. A parent is often a child's first hero, and their image can influence their whole life.
She never told me any of those stories herself. And she hasn't piloted a starskiff since the 3rd Denizens of Abundance War. She doesn't even bring up her military achievements.
Well, it's probably because she views them very differently than what you do.
I used to watch her fly when I was young. Then one time, I stole a starskiff and I tried all kinds of difficult maneuvers. Turns out I was as talented as she was. Not only did I survive the flight, my landing was perfect. I remember feeling so happy when they took me to see my mom. There I was boasting about the flight, expecting her to laugh, pat my head, say, "That's my girl," or something. But boy, I've never seen her so scary. I admit, I deserve to be punished. You can't let a kid get away with stealing a starskiff. But my mom was angry about more than that. She was angry because I viewed her as a role model. Because I had the same talent as her. I don't understand it.
I don't know if it's like because Yukong doesn't feel like she deserves this praise or like something like that, or like she's afraid of her going down the same route that she did and having to experience the same horrors. It's probably the second half more so than the first half.
Parents never want their children to be in danger. I think I can understand, Madame Yukong.
But flying is the only thing I want to do. I've already touched the sky.
Qingyi receives a message and frowns as she reads it.
It's Mom's secretary, Miss Sequay. She just sent me a message. Mom lost one of her trinkets in Stargazer Navalia when she came to save me. Miss Sequay suggested I find the trinket and return it to Mom. Said it might help me get back in her good books.
In Stargazer Navalia? Let's go with you and have a look.
Is it really okay to bother you two again?
The goal of the express cruise is to help other people. Our way of saying thanks for the mung bean soda, I guess.
Sorry. Please don't mention the mung bean soda again.
Oh? Chingy's memories. Chingy remembered how affectionate her mother was, but she also remembered how stubborn and unreasonable her mother was when it came to becoming a pilot.
The fight with the abominations was pretty chaotic. I think Mom's trinket would have dropped around here.
Do you know what it looks like, Miss Chingni?
Let me think. It should be a little square thing. She's usually got something like that on her.
This is your area of expertise.
What, finding things? No, it's not. What do you think I am, D-Ting?
Your powers of perception are impressive, that's all. I think you're the right person for the job.
Homie does not want to look for this. Fine. I will pilot the skies. Grain? Or maybe homie just doesn't want to use a phone. Do I have to solve this? Is it this?
A bird cage. Huh. That reminds me. Have you guys heard of the birds that live in the Everhunt Plains? They have beautiful feathers, but you can't domesticate them. They don't live long if you lock them in a cage. Makes sense. How could a bird that's known the sky live in a cage?
Oh. Oh, don't look at me. Where else am I supposed to look? I'm assuming maybe I do have to do these puzzles. A vase? Why is a vase up there?
Are you kidding? It's a trinket, remember?
Maybe
You think my mom would carry this with her?
Maybe. Perhaps.
It's a beautiful vase, though. What an intricate pattern. Isn't that the divine beast fortune pattern?
The what?
You're so smart, Mr. Yang.
Well, I only recently found out about it.
Wait, why are there Cloud Knight stuff here?
A Devastator glaive? Is this from the battle? There were a lot of Cloud Knights.
No. This is only a replica. Probably some kind of film prop.
Why is it up there? But you said square thing? That looks like a square thing. Cycrene is running.
Mom always carries this trinket around with her, but I never realized there was something inside. Is this the Hunt Crest?
Huh? I don't get it.
This is what pilots hang in their Starskiff cockpits for good luck.
It must be very close to Helmmaster Yukong's heart. Let's head back, Miss Chingni. I think you should return this trinket in person. This is an opportunity for the two of you to talk.
Not yet. I want to go back later. There's something I hope you two can help me with first.
I'm scared of what you were going to ask.
If you want us to help you persuade your mother, I'm afraid that could be difficult. It's not easy to solve a family dispute as an outsider.
No, you misunderstand. I just want to know what she's thinking. What turned an ace pilot, someone who loved to fly, into someone like her?
Trauma. Usually trauma.
My mom clearly misses her flying days. Otherwise, she wouldn't keep this on her person. But she doesn't fly anymore and refuses to let me become a fighter pilot. Why?
Maybe we can ask some people who might know the truth.
Jingguo might know, actually.
Well, the General's been busy at the seat of Divine Foresight recently. We might not get to see him right away. Still, it's worth a try. He was the one who promoted Helmmaster Yukong. He probably knows more about her past than anyone.
Yeah. Let's go see Jingwang.
General Jing Yuan? Are you sure it's okay to go straight to him? Oh, right. You're the general's guests. Even so, this is asking a lot of you.
No problem. If we can get to the bottom of why Helm Master Yukong no longer flies, we might be able to find out why she doesn't want you to be a fighter pilot.
I'm telling you, it is trauma.
We can't help you too directly, but an indirect conversation like this might give us a clue on how to convince your mother.
Leave it to us.
Yes, leave it to us.
In that case, thank you so much, benefactors. I'll head back to Starskiff Haven. I'm not ready to return to the Skyfaring Commission yet.
Ooh, Divine Arrow Embers. At the end of the third Denizens of the Abundance War, Rainbow Arbiter's sky-shattering Lux Arrow wiped out everything along the way. The Xianzhou people used the burning embers of the arrow to create many divine objects, and this is one of them. Yukong carries it with her, lest she forgets. You're so happy then. I wish we could stay in those moments forever. Oh, it has to be trauma! There's no way it's not trauma!
Mr. Yang, and you? What brings you to the seat of divine foresight this time?
Family issues.
It's nothing urgent. We were hoping to understand Helm Master Yukong a little better.
Yukong? I heard an office worker from the Skyfaring Commission flew a star skiff to assist in the present crisis, but ran into trouble herself. She was only saved thanks to a couple of travelers. On behalf of the Law Fu, you have my thanks once again. The seat of divine foresight heard that Yukong's seldom seen but often feared temper was on display. I believe the two of you were caught between mother and daughter?
You're smarter than you look.
We heard that Helm Master Yukong was an outstanding pilot, but that she refuses to let her daughter embark on the same career.
I love that. Well, we're just like, yeah, we can't ask him indirectly, yet we're asking him directly.
Yukong herself is best placed to answer such questions. But naturally, you are here because you fear that Helm Master Yukong would decline to answer.
And this is why he is the general.
If you wish to dispel Miss Qingni's curiosity, perhaps we can take a small step back from the topic at hand. What do you wish to know about Yukong the pilot?
Oh? I guess both of these things, right?
Did Qingni tell you any of this? It all serves to remind me. A long time ago, a young Foxian girl, charged by the Knights with a high-speed flight violation, was brought before me as punishment. Now, she's the Madam Helmmaster, my equal. If I were to turn back the sands of time and try to convince my past self that the little girl in front of me would one day become a wise and experienced Helmmaster, I would have probably never have believed it. The Yukong of the past was nothing like she is now, spending her days surrounded by documents at her desk. She was a flaming wind. The only one who could ever calm her was her comrade.
Yep, there it is. There's the trauma. Comrade.
Yes. Large fighter starskiffs need to be operated in pairs. One pilot takes the helm, the other controls the turrets. The legend of the ace fighter pilot is incomplete without the ace gunner. Yukong's partner was Sai.
Oh?
Both at the controls and behind the turret. Sai was like a cold blade, efficient, decisive, unfeeling when she had to be. It's hard to imagine such contrasting personalities working in perfect harmony. As I mentioned, the campaign inflicted heavy losses on the Xianzhou Air Force.
Okay, so there's this one. Something must have happened to her, like she died or something.
A divine object from the Rainbow Arbiter? Where did you find this?
Stole it.
This object has been stored inside Helmmaster Yukong's personal trinket all along. Miss Qingni lent it to us. She thought it might be a way to find out more about Yukong's past and why she no longer flies.
This object is no ordinary trinket. It has borne witness to blood and tears.
Explain.
I'm sure you're both familiar with the Xianzhou's long galactic hunt. But have you heard of the denizens of Abundance Wars? As the Xianzhou has continued to cleanse the universe of immortal abominations, so too has the Abundance Axis succeeded in breaching our defensive lines. They pushed the Xianzhou to the brink of disaster. 30 years ago, the Xianzhou Yaoqing and Fenghu were besieged by our enemies. Even in the long history of warfare between the Xianzhou Alliance and the denizens of Abundance, that air battle was one of the most tragic. We were greatly outnumbered by the abominations of Abundance. Almost 1 million fighter pilots fought in the bitter battle. Those who survived numbered no more than 100,000. Had the Rainbow Arbiter not descended and destroyed the enemy's assault with their sky-shattering Lux Arrow, who's to say whether the Luofu would still be here today? Such divine objects were forged from the embers that the Arbiter's divine arrow left behind. For the survivors, these relics contain the blood of their comrades, the ashes of their enemies, and the dust of their memories. Yukong is a survivor of that war. Her best friend, Tsai, perished on the battlefield.
Are you sure they're best friends or were they pilot mates? Because it sounds more like they were pilot mates. That's probably why she stopped flying, because she's like, I can't fly without my best friend. Ow! Jingwong, did you have to? Ow! Yep, it always comes back to trauma. Always.
I don't have any other questions. Thank you, General.
I do not wish to speculate on the reason behind Helmmaster Yukong's reluctance to fly, nor do I want to open up old wounds. However, it is difficult to discard one's past. Yukong and Tsai trusted each other with their lives. The Helmmaster will have strong memories of that time. Perhaps it is not my place to say, but I believe Qingni has the right to know about the past, as the past is starting to affect her future.
Yeah, and Yukong's reluctance is preventing her from possibly letting her achieve the things that she wants to, but also, like, Yukong is scared that she'll lose someone close to her. I'm assuming, right, that maybe the best friend had some influence over her daughter's life, and, like, she's afraid that, like, she'll lose her too, or, like, Yukong will lose her daughter as well. So that's probably what's going on right now. Thank you, General.
Thank you, General. We apologize for taking up your time with such triviality.
Mr. Yang, you jest. How can harmony between parent and child constitute a triviality? If you ask me, the mountains of documents and the seat of divine foresight are the only triviality around here.
Okay, so just get Fushuan to do it, homie.
We'll take our leave. Let's go. We should head to Starskiff Haven and find Qingni.
Jingwong's memories. Jingwong still clearly remembers those two young pilots. They were optimistic, brave, and talented, but he also remembers how it all ended.
Oh, you're here. My mom isn't in a great mood. She went for a walk.
Yeah, a lot of things happen at the same time. Isn't in a great mood? We know why.
Probably because of me.
You two are very similar.
Well, we do both like to take a walk after a fight. The only difference is that I come to this side of Starskiff Haven and she heads to the other. That way, we don't bump into each other.
It's a bit childish, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. Anyway, did you find anything out from General Jing Yuan?
You relay the information provided by Jingwang to Qingyi.
Did Helmmaster Yukong never bring this up with you?
I was always curious about her past, but she either dodged my questions or pretended not to hear them.
Probably because she doesn't want to relive that trauma, homie.
In the end, I realized she probably experienced something that left a scar. A scar that never fully healed. I never asked her again.
She was afraid of you ending up like her friend.
Indeed. That's probably why Yukong was never willing to fly again after the battle, and why she forbids you from flying.
So she doesn't want me to fly because she remembers the pain of losing her friend. And she thinks that my talent makes it more likely that she'll lose me in the same way?
Maybe not the second part, but she's afraid 100% that she'll lose you in the exact same way.
I can't guarantee that's what she's thinking, Miss Qingni. You should talk with her yourself.
You're right, Mr. Yang. But I still have something else to check first. This past that General Jing Yuan mentioned is probably archived in the Palace of Astrum. I remember watching her handle a document with great care before she filed it away. It looked like a diary.
Do you still remember where it was filed, Miss Qingni?
Vaguely, but there are so many files stored in the Skyfaring Commission. Could I ask you benefactors to look for it with me?
A couple of Outworlders going through Skyfaring Commission files isn't a good look.
Yeah.
I'm afraid we can only accompany you, Miss Qingni. You'll need to do the searching yourself.
Of course. You're right. Sorry.
So, what do we do? Just find stuff? It's a holographic projection used to display sandpit simulations. The Skyfaring Commission uses it to study the movements of allies and enemies and formulate the best plan of the current situation. Where do you think it is now a new question. The desktop background is a calculation device, is a line of floating calligraphy. Yanming's workstation. Unauthorized personnel prohibited.
Mr. Yang Ming is a stickler for rules. I don't want to annoy him. Let's go to a different device.
Okay. I will steal this thing off his desk, though. Yoink.
We can use this one. Okay. Let me see. Helmmaster's personal archive. Oh, got it. Let's go take a look.
Oh. Yoink. So, do I... Oh. Did I go the wrong way? Yes. Oh. Oh, that's a lot of stuff, actually. It's like a library.
It should be here. Let's see. Yes! This is Mom's diary.
Bro, we're gonna start reading this diary and Yukong's gonna come back like, what are you doing? And we're gonna be like, nothing! I don't know what you're talking about.
Miss Qingni, I don't think the two of us should be reading your mother's diary.
It should be fine. This is from decades ago. For you travelers, that's more than half a lifespan.
No, I still think I shouldn't read it. You stay here with Miss Qingni. I'll be waiting over there.
Well, it's just like, I do not want to be a part of this. And you know what? Fair.
Fine. Is it really that big of a deal? I'm sure they're just her notes on life as a pilot.
No, because the diary can be very, very personal. Mr. Yang has rules for these things.
I understand. I can tell Mr. Yang is a principled person. There are some lines he won't cross. Let's read it together. Maybe her diary holds the key to all of this.
Bro, she's gonna come in.
Can we just go somewhere else so we can read it?
Yukong's exchange diary. Stop. The first line is Sai. We're gonna be partners. Oh my god, they were star skiff mates. Tai, we're gonna be partners. We've known each other for so long, but when we first knew each other racing star skiffs illegally in the city, we were rivals. Now that we're asked to work together and have each other's back, I'm really not used to it. Naturally, I'm not used to having to look after someone who lost against me, but an order's an order. I jest. I really look forward to flying with you. I don't know when we would receive a combat mission. I don't know what you think about our situation, but I think we have considerable skills, and having to sit still and not fight enemies in the front lines, it's stifling. Those denizens of abundance often raid into the border, and occasionally there are reports of them harming innocent planets. Every time I hear these news, I feel an overwhelming sense of anger. But now things are different. After a while, we'll be able to show them what we're made of on our fighter jets. Honestly though, I'm pretty satisfied with my life right now. After all, just between you and me, what I really wanted was never the righteous cause of riddling demonic activities. What attracts me is the act of flying itself. Look, flying out in the universe outside the Delve is entirely different from racing star skiffs that we're so used to. There's nothing to anchor us in space. There's not even a distinction between up or down. Our fighter jets would be hung in space by their lonesome selves like ships sailing in the middle of the ocean. By then, there's no one else you can rely on but your own skills and your jet. Some may call this feeling lonely, but I prefer to call it freedom. To me, to fly in this space is already good enough, and if I can share this sweet freedom with you, then that's even better. Sai, I don't know what to say to console you. You're always like this. No matter what terrible things happen to you, you would act strong as if you don't need anyone to care for you, and you'd have terrible timing for jokes. But we have been together for over 100 years, and I think we understand each other very well. You once said that if something is unpleasant for me, it would also be uncomfortable for you. I actually feel the same way too. Right now, my heart feels like it's been gouged out with a blunt, rusted knife. I can't imagine the amount of hurt and pain you're going through. It's funny. I never showed Guanyang my good side. Every time you leave me alone to go on a mission with him, I feel uncomfortable. Especially when I see you two flirting and getting along as if you're inseparable. I can't help but want to glare at him with disdain. But Guanyang is a good person. No matter how rude I was to him, he was always kind to me. Thinking back on it now, I realize I'm just really bad at appreciating people. He's really amazing. He managed to hold off several dozen enemy ships with only 2 people. This isn't something that can be done with just courage and resolve. It also requires exceptional skills and extraordinary talent. I can imagine what it was like in his final moments. How his annoyingly handsome face must have shown such determination and focus. I guess that's why you fell in love with him in the first place. I can just imagine how proud he must have felt in that moment. He must have had no fear or hopelessness, only pride. So, you shouldn't be sad. You should be proud of him. We all should. Sai, I've been having a lot of negative emotions recently that I cannot express to other fighters on the front line. Since you're recuperating in the rear, I'll just dump them on you. Although it seems I'm a bit slow to say such words now, it was only recently that I realized that I'm actually in the midst of such a cruel war. Space combat is different from ground combat. Although both involve life and death in an instant, it is rare to see severed limbs and broken bodies in space, which led me to misjudge the brutality of this war. It wasn't until recently the situation on the front lines worsened, that the bloody reality gently but indisputably presented itself before me. Someone might sit beside you for a meal today and be missing in action tomorrow. A new soldier earning praise and honor today might disappear in the next. The captain and I fought with today might not be found tomorrow. The ground troops that exchange encouragement with me today might be eliminated the next. At this point, I'm wary of building personal connections with anyone here. Perhaps that person would perish. Or I might perish. Or we might both perish in the day to come. I thought I have experienced enough to feel numb, but bad news keeps coming in waves every single day. However, I don't regret this at all. Whenever the pain comes, the feeling that becoming a fighter pilot is the best choice I have made in my life will follow. If I weren't a fighter pilot, I can only endure this pain in silence, but I am one. I can fly, I can fight, I can attempt to destroy the source of my pain. Since I am a fighter pilot, I still have things I can do, realities I can change. P.S. Don't use the names Guangyang came up with. They're terrible. Choosing a name with a big decision and a child has to bear with for a lifetime. Use my suggestion instead. It's something I picked after diligently going through several collections worth of poetry. Sai, I have a lot to tell you. So many things. After your death, they wanted to honor me with the medal. Truly, I find that laughable. Based on common logic, no one would award survivors medals to praise their fortuitous survival, but no. Not the Skyfaring Commission. They gave me a medal. Called me a hero pilot, and the only reason for it because of my luck to remain alive in that calamitous battle. If you had been lucky as me, we could have gotten the medals together. After the medal ceremony, we could have gone to Arm Alley, had a few drinks, and laugh at the absurdity of it all. It's a shame. Luck is not on your side. We don't have that chance anymore. Suddenly, I feel nostalgic. I remember all the time we had steering our Scarskiff across Luofu's sky. We were so carefree. There were no threats to our lives, and we didn't have to bear the calling of the hunt. The entirety of the sky within the delve was ours. Yours and mine. Above us, there was the delve's flashing dome ceiling. And below us were bustling lights of 10,000 homes. Oh, and behind us, the Realm Keeping Commission officers who just won't stop chasing us. That was a time of insouciance. How I wish we could stay in that time forever. Bro, I told y'all. It was all trauma. It all had to come from trauma. Bro, so she had a kid. I'm assuming, right? Because Yukong doesn't seem like she had a partner afterwards, so maybe Yukong kind of adopted her, right? Technically. I mean, she calls her mother, but like, Yukong is afraid that she will lose the only part to Sai she has left, and that's probably why she banned flying, right? I don't think that's actually Yukong's kid. I think because there's no other mention of a kid except in this one document. This is an awful way to find out you've been adopted, actually. Ooh.
What is the meaning of this? The Helm Master's daughter bringing Outworlders in to sneak around?
I was doing nothing. I don't know what you're talking about.
What do you have in your hands? Let me see. Madame Yukong's diary? The nerve. How dare you read Madame Yukong's personal diary? And with her daughter, too. By the Arbiter, you two are in for a...
Mr. Yangmin, please, calm down. Let us explain.
Qingyi tells Yanming the whole story.
I see. Qingyi, I know Madame Yukong's position on you becoming a pilot is tough for you to accept, but she has her own concerns.
I understand, Mr. Yangming. But now, compared to becoming a fighter pilot, I'm more interested in knowing what my mom went through. I want to know what happened, how she went from ace pilot to Helm Master.
I've been here for a long time, Qingyi. If there's something you wish to know, just ask.
Okay, but every time
Don't
she's
go
asked...
rummaging around, that's a bad habit.
Every time she's asked, she's been turned down. So of course, what else are you gonna do besides rummage around finding things? Oh. I'm gonna go with this verse. Because, like, we don't have an explanation for this at all.
This divine object, if I remember correctly, it's the one Madame Yukong always carries with her?
Yeah.
I heard the war that forged this object was only won thanks to the Rainbow Arbiter's blessing. If Madame Yukong still carries objects from that pilot, then perhaps she still longs for the sky.
If Mom still longs for the sky, then why does she no longer fly?
Probably because she knows the risk.
Perhaps Tsai's passing was too much for her. You shouldn't be asking me about this. Ask your mother.
See, but every time she has asked someone, it's just like, go ask your mom. But your mom is not answering you. So of course, this is the only thing, like this is the only route that you can take until they actually tell you. So it's literally putting you in a circle. Jing Wong's memories.
Tsai? I remember her. She was an ace gunner. Many people wanted to be her flight partner. Her husband, Mr. Guang Yuan, was a pilot. They manned the same skiff and were the envy of many. But when it came to pilots, your mother was the best match for her. They flew together all the time. Even Mr. Guanyan couldn't match their numbers. Well, after he passed away in battle, Tsai rarely teamed up with anyone except your mother. It was tragic when Tsai died soon after. That's the life of a pilot. No one knows which flight will be their last. Tsai's death was a big blow to Madame Yukong. After the battle, she refused to turn in Tsai's possessions as per regulations. She kept them locked away, occasionally taking them out to admire.
I didn't think you know this many details, Mr. Yanming.
Nonsense. As a Xianzhou native, I've lived long enough to remember more than the Foxian pilots could ever hope to. In the end, all the ace pilots perished. The only thing I can do is to remember them and ensure they are not forgotten too soon.
Where are Miss Tsai's possessions stored? Thanks for telling us all this, Mr. Yangming.
You're welcome. I know this is important to you.
Wait, but there was one more
Go through
option.
Madame Yukong's office desk next.
No, I don't want more visible.
I can understand your position, Qingni. I'll take my leave and pretend I didn't see anything. After all, it's an unwritten rule that subordinates should be absent when their superior's privacy is exposed.
Oh.
Please don't tell your mother that you saw me today.
Nope, I got you. If you got me, I got you, okay?
Got it.
Thank you, Mr. Yanming.
Hurry. Madame Yukong will be back soon.
At least the homie's willing to, like, you know, keep this all covered. Yukong's exchange diary. Yukong hopes to still be that carefree Foxian girl flying through the skies. But time will always pass by turbulently. You say anything after?
Do you have any other questions? Madame Yukong will be back soon.
There was one more. I have one more. The exchange diary we didn't ask about.
No, this isn't something I should read. Don't show it to me.
Yukong won't know.
She won't. But I have my principles.
Alright, that's fine. You know what? You're a good man for that.
Just ask some other questions. Ones I can answer.
That's fair. I'll take... You're a homie. You're a true homie, buddy.
My mom keeps lots of stuff in her desk. Let's have a look.
Where can you keep stuff on this desk, actually? Oh, maybe this stuff has place to put on this stuff?
That's the selling point of this desk. Super simplistic design with super spacious hidden compartments. Lots of office staff use this desk.
I need a desk like that.
There are hidden compartments on the left, right, and under the desktop. Which one should we check first?
Ooh. Left?
A paper kite, personal letters, and a copy of Otherworldly Delights? So Mom likes these kinds of novels? Huh. I thought she'd prefer more heroic stuff.
People like different things.
But what we're looking for isn't here. There are hidden compartments on the left.
Okay, so right side
There's
next?
some exhibition material. Not sure if it's relevant. This is the Fallen Heroes archive. Mom stored them right next to her. Every time our pilots returned from the battlefield, my mother would tell me never to forget the cost of victory. But what we're looking for isn't here. There are hidden
Okay,
compartments on
of course the under desktop is always the most hidden one, because who's gonna lift up your desktop? That's like the least obvious one, and most hard to reach into, I think.
Got it. This looks similar to Mom's diary. But it looks like it belonged to Miss Tsai.
Oh, we get the other answer. Stop! I'll literally cry. Sai's exchange diary. Yukong, I'm happy to have a chance to fight side by side with you. When the pair assessment was sent out, I was so nervous I didn't dare open and check it, fearing that we wouldn't be paired up. It's not like I can't bear to part with you, but I was worried to leave you with the others with your fiery temperament. When you actually get to the battlefield, don't act recklessly like you do now, always charging in with hot-headedness. Before taking action, think more about the consequences. But it's okay. I don't want to talk about this anymore. You accuse me of nagging like an old crone again. In any case, we need to work together, using our individual strengths to create our own legends in the vast sky. I look forward to fighting in the vast skies with you. So much so that I'm finding it hard to fall asleep. She lives in her mind rent-free. Oh my god. Yukong, don't cry. There's no need to be sad. My husband was the one who died, but you're crying more than I am. After so many years of fighting, you're still so emotional. I'm envious. Being a fighter pilot has always been a harrowing decision. Since we chose this path, we have to be mentally prepared. What's important is not whether we can survive by luck, but whether we can live up to the value of a pilot's life. Wang Yang and his partner managed to keep an entire Borson fleet at bay. They were heroes. To me, that is enough. I heard it said that the greatest happiness in life is being able to choose how you die. From this perspective, to fight for the Senso Alliance? No. For the people of the entire cosmos, to die on the battlefield after a lifetime of military service? Gongyong is probably happy. Of course. You better not have this kind of happiness. Just live another 200 years. Behave and die of old age for me. Yukong, it's been a long time. I'm still on my maternity leave in the rear. Everything's fine. With the stalemate happening right now, you must be very busy. But when you have the chance, please take a moment to write an exchange diary entry for me so I can know that you're still safe. And also, I have a mountain of things I want to talk to you about. Firstly, an announcement. I've already decided on a name for our child. For our child? Oh my god, they were stars. Guangyang has talked about it before. If it's a boy, I'll name him Dragon. And if it's a girl, I'll name her Phoenix. But this man's literary sense is as good as the monkeys in the Everhunt Plains. No matter how much we could prioritize the wishes of my late husband, I cannot let this once ruin my child's life. After so much pondering, I decided to go with your suggestion and name her Qingyi, the colors of dawn. The moonlit camp opens to a garden of archery. Frosty banners touch the colors of dawn. How rare you made the time and effort to look through poems and allegories. I thought you only cared about fighter jets. Don't miss me too much. After taking a few months of break and settling Qingyi down, I'll be back in action ASAP. Qingyi is still so young and I need to leave her to fight a war. How should I say this? I'm such an irresponsible mother. I am well aware the situation on the front line doesn't look so good. The Borson keeps breaking our ranks. All the media outlets are trying to control the spread of panic and fear, but the Luofu is shrouded with a veil of uneasiness. However, I believe the Xianzhou Alliance will win. I believe that the warriors like you and me will repel those denizens of abundance to whence they come. I look forward to fighting beside you once more. Yukong? We'll be heading towards a cruel battlefield tomorrow. So tonight, there are some things I must entrust to you. This may be somewhat ominous, but there's no help for it. Who made it so that we never entrusted these things to each other before? If you lived and I didn't, please take care of Qingyi like you would your own daughter. I know you will. I entrust you with all my savings. Please use that as living expenses for Qingyi. No matter what kind of person Qingyi wants to become, please support her fully. Merchant, poet, street performer, anything except a jet fighter. Please allow me to make a vow for you. Do not let Qingyi become a jet fighter. When we enlisted, you wrote in this diary, our fighter jets would be hung in space by the lonesome cells like ships sailing in the middle of the ocean. Some may call this feeling lonely, but I prefer to call it freedom. I really love this segment because I thought the same. But that's enough. Loneliness or freedom, we've already tested it all. Promise me, don't let that child touch the sky.
So, I was adopted? And this Miss Sai was my real mother?
Bro, this is an awful way to find out that you were adopted, but also, like, I don't think Yukong would ever bring this up. But also, like, what is she gonna do now? Like, now that she found out, like, oh, this is actually, like, what my mom wanted, right? What is she gonna do? Like, clearly she loves the sky, but, like, also, like, would you go back on your mother's wishes? It's kind of just like, do you, like, as the person involved, like, would you allow the other person to make a choice for you? Especially because they can no longer answer you? Or would you defy their wishes? I don't have an answer to this. I'm just like, this is a question that I have.
I suppose I've always had a feeling. But now I know the truth. I feel like I'm dreaming. Don't let that child touch the sky. Is this why Mom refuses to let me become a fighter pilot?
I kind of guessed this myself.
When I was little, I asked my mom where my dad was. She said I was grown from the Star Skiff assembly line at Stargazer Navalia.
Bro, I swear to God, every fucking Asian, like, parent says that. Like, oh, we found you in the trash can and then we adopted you. Like, I'm sorry. This is like, it's such an Asian thing. Like, you weren't bored. We just found you in the trash can, you know.
I thought she was just a bad liar. I even thought she meant I'd inherited her talent with star skiffs. I feel a lot closer to Mom after reading this diary. Even if we're not connected by blood. I understand her a lot more now. Can you come with me one more time? I want to have a proper chat with Mom.
Okay. This seems like a family affair, though.
It's fine. I don't need you to do anything. I just want you and Mr. Yang to stand nearby. I'll feel more confident that way.
Okay. Bro. Sai's exchange diary. Sai hopes that her friend can take care of her daughter and let her daughter be anything the child wants to be. Except a fighter pilot. What if you were a gunner? Like, wouldn't this just counteract that, I guess? I don't know, but like, oh my god. Bro, I didn't expect this story to feel so sad. Yukong, what have you been hiding?
You're all done? Did it go smoothly?
I may or may not have cried many tears. You tell well everything that just happened.
I see. Let's find Helmmaster Yukong. We'll accompany you. We're here to help, but he and I really shouldn't interject when you're conversing with your mother.
It's okay. I understand. Just having you stand next to me is already a great help, benefactors. Mom?
Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no.
Qingni, why are Mr. Yang and they here too?
No reason, I'm not here. Don't look at me, we're fine.
Miss Qingni kindly agreed to show us around Star Skiff Haven. She mentioned she was trying to mend things between you, but was feeling shy about it. We volunteered to come with her.
Thank you. I must apologize for the trouble my daughter has brought you.
No, you're fine. Don't worry about it.
Mom.
All right, it's getting late. Let's talk once we're home.
Actually, I want to talk to you about something right now. I want to become a fighter pilot, no matter what.
Oh, so she's taking... Okay, so she's gonna take that leap, even though she knows everything.
We've talked about this many times. No means no.
But...
Seems like Miss Qingni is a little hesitant. Try giving her a little push.
Well, I thought we were not supposed to meddle in family affairs.
I thought Mr. Yang said we shouldn't interject. What should I say?
Apparently, I'm going to steal Trailblazer's lines anyway. Ooh, if we hit her with the... if we hit her with the diaries? Bro, okay. At least one item. Can we put all of them? I'm gonna go with this first and see where that goes.
Qingni remembers that Yukong has always avoided talking about her career as a fighter pilot, and that she wants to prevent Qingni from following the same path. Why? Doesn't seem like something to bring up now, though. This divine object is a testament to Yukong's devotion to the hunt. Qingni believes it's a sign that Yukong still misses the life of a fighter pilot. Still, it doesn't seem like something to bring up now. Qingni's birth mother, Cai, was Yukong's lifelong friend. When Cai passed away in that devastating war, Yukong adopted her daughter. Perhaps this unbearable memory is a root of Yukong's concerns. Still, it doesn't seem like something to bring up now. It's clear that Yukong suffered greatly after that terrible war. Is that why she doesn't want Qingni to be a fighter pilot? Doesn't seem like something to bring up now.
Why do you get a different line?
Is that Cai's diary? How did you... I understand now. I'm sorry, Qingni. I cannot support your dream because I made a promise to someone else. I don't expect to gain your forgiveness. I just hope you can understand my reason.
Mom, what are you talking about? I'm your daughter. Our bond is bigger than forgiveness and reason. I'll listen to anything you have to say.
Just like you, I once longed for the sky. I know what it feels like to fly through infinite space, to be surrounded by the vast expanse of nothingness, with unimaginable splendors looming in the distance, to float like a single leaf in the fathomless stellar sea. Some called it loneliness, but we called it freedom. Cai was like that too. We were friends since childhood. We flew star skiffs everywhere, causing trouble until the knights caught us and dragged us before General Jingyuan. We soon became the most elite fighter pilots of the Skyfaring Commission. It wasn't an easy life. You could even say it was a cruel one. You never knew if the friend next to you would make it back alive. Of course, the same could be said of yourself. But those are my best memories. We would strike out into the sky, repelling demons and upholding justice. The blood we shed bore witness to it all. The life of a Foxian is short and fleeting. Surely we should dedicate ourselves to such glorious aims. System space all clear today. Great weather for flying.
Stop! Oh no, young Yukong and Cai, stop my heart!
We're engaging the main Borisan fleet this time. Don't get too excited.
Huh? Sounds like maternity leave knocked the wind out of your sails. Feeling rusty?
Oh, shut it. I think you're just excited because you haven't flown with me for so long. Did you miss me?
Oh my god, and they were flight mates.
Of course I missed you. The galaxy felt smaller without you in my cockpit.
Stop! You just don't. They're together. You can't. No one says that to just a friend.
Say, Sai, really didn't think you'd come back. Do you really like flying star skiffs that much?
You bet. Sure, it's exhausting, dangerous, low paid. Plus, you only get back to the Luofu a few times a year. But given the choice, I'd always pick this. I guess I already touched the sky.
The mind is mysterious. I've lived for more than 200 years. Forgotten nearly every conversation I've ever had. But I still remember us shooting the breeze that day. It's crystal clear. It was the last time I spoke to Tsai. Sai? Hold on, Sai. Sai, open your eyes. Sai?
Thank you. Yukong. I've had a good life. But please, don't let Jinli walk the same path. Don't let her become a fighter pilot.
Sai, she's your daughter. You'll be able to tell her yourself, do you hear? Oh. Rescue's almost here. Stay with me. Jingni is waiting for you. She lost Guangyan. She can't afford to lose you too. Wake up! Sai! 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 When I climbed out of the burning carcass of the star skiff, I looked up into a clear sky. Pure and seemingly unadorned by the atmosphere that arced far above us. It was the most beautiful sky I had ever seen. But all I could feel was unbearable pain. I sunk to the ground and gazed up helplessly. In my dream, that was the day I died.
Mom, this is the first time I've heard you talk about this. But I'm not a little girl anymore. The road of a fighter pilot is a cruel one. I know that now. But I won't hide from it. I'm not afraid to walk the same road as her. If my sacrifice can bring happiness to the citizens of the Xianzhou, then I'm ready for it.
You are so very similar to Tsai. The more outstanding you became over the years, the more fearful I turned. I've known for a long time you were ready, but I was not. You know, the cruelty has never claimed victory. Me, Tsai, your father Guangyan, we were prepared for the worst when we enlisted. But do you know how we won that war? The war that took away Tsai and the lives of hundreds of thousands of fighters.
The Rainbow Arbiter's divine arrow.
Yes. The mighty blessing of the Rainbow Arbiter annihilated all abominations in a single strike. But we had to pay with the blood of hundreds of thousands of soldiers just to halt their advance. If crushing our enemies was as easy as breathing for the Rainbow Arbiter, then what purpose did our sacrifices serve?
This seems very nihility of you, actually.
Under the might of an eon, the sacrifices of ordinary creatures are but a joke. We are nothing. We mean nothing.
Mom.
But I never should have allowed my fears to compel me to make decisions for another person. Even if that person is my daughter, I brazenly interfered with your choices. I am sorry. That is my failure as a mother.
Mom, you don't need to apologize. Really, you don't need to.
Oh.
I'll take you to fill in the paperwork tomorrow. You'll start as ground crew, just like Tsai and I did. I believe that one day, you'll make an outstanding fighter pilot.
Huh? Really? Thank you, Mom. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I was afraid of you following in my footsteps, and more afraid of you taking after Tsai. But if this is your choice, then I'm willing to support you, even if you live to regret it.
Mom, I have one last request.
Tell me.
I want to fly with you at least once.
Oh.
I'm afraid I can't. I won't be flying anymore.
But why?
Because I already touched the sky.
Qingyi stands beside her mother and quietly gazes at the place that fills her with so much passion. Yukong gazes quietly at the place that once filled her with so much passion and cost her everything. Let's not disturb them. Why can't Hoyo make just a happy story? Just let them be happy.